Do you want me to start the video?
Why not?
Hey guys, Ruggles here at Mario's Gaming World, and we are here today to talk about a new fun TCG, nostalgic to both Mario and I think we both grew up on it.
We both definitely played this on the school ground.
On the school ground, yeah, for like probably 2 weeks, and then someone's cards got stolen, and then it got banned like every card game. But it's pretty exciting. The card game from the OCG is coming over to the TCG. It's not the first time we've had a Digimon card game, as you can see. Both of us, I think, used to collect this, and it's going to be interesting because so many people who play Yu-Gi-Oh, so many people who play Pokemon also grew up playing this game. So today Mario is going to talk about it as kind of an investment, as a store. I'll kind of give my thoughts as a player, as someone who enjoys collecting things that, you know, have an emotional resonance. From, you know, when you grow up. So why don't you start talking?
Why don't I start talking? All right.
Digimon!
So,
well, time to redo that.
Oh, you can cut it. It's fine.
you can cut. It's fine.
No, you keep it. It's perfect.
Can you just go bother Brandon and Carter for like 10 minutes? Digimon Card Game officially comes to North America January 29th, 2021. So really, it's just a few months away. And we're starting off with the first booster set and 3 different starter decks. We're getting a Greymon starter deck, a Garurumon starter deck, and an Angemon starter deck. As a store, we've already started to market the game here, and we have a community of people that are interested in playing already. At least 10 people, if I remember correctly. I've been writing all the people that are interested down, and people that are willing to buy products.
So I think from a business perspective, when a new card game is introduced, you have a lot of potential, right? Because if every person who wants to play that game wants to do so at a competitive level, wants to do so in person, not with a digital, you know, kind of conduit, then they have to buy cards. It's not like somebody getting back into a game like Yu-Gi-Oh or Pokemon where perhaps they have a pre-existing collection. It is a whole new wave. So you can count on your starter decks, your boxes to sell, and I guess you have to consider the longevity of a game, right? There are a lot of card games, TCGs, that come out and then they just don't do anything. But you as a card shop have a lot of potential to build a community, and it's the cumulative effort that decides if these continue. So in the very least, it's a good thing to try, see if your community's interested. It's definitely potential for profit because, again, nobody's coming into it with X or Y, they are purchasing it. And I think that's pretty cool.
It is really cool. It's been in Japan now since the spring-summer of 2020. There are already 3 sets in. There's already a tier list. There are decks that are really good, and there's lots of creativity too. What's cool about it, as you mentioned, people can buy starter decks. The play set of each card in the game, you can play up to 4 of a card, and the starter decks come with either 4 of a copy of a card or 2. So at most, you need to spend $30 on 2 starter decks, and you can have a legitimate deck that can actually fight other decks, which is really cool. Even in Japan right now, cards from the original 3 starter decks are still being used. Even though there's 3 sets in, they're still being used in the top meta decks.
It's also better than Yu-Gi-Oh in that you need 2 decks instead of 3, despite the fact that you can play sets of 4. So that's fun.
That is true, yeah.
It's more consumer friendly. So
if anyone, you know, is hesitating, they can buy 2 starter decks to give the deck a try, and then when they like their deck, or if they really like the game and want to take the step next further, then you can go ahead and buy booster boxes and buy packs, which we're getting lots of. Reason that that's amazing is because, like any other card game, the booster boxes will have the bulk of what you can use to make your starter decks, or any decks for that matter, a lot better. Like Omnimon, which is tier 1 in Japan, which is definitely great for the starter decks, the Greymon and the Garurumon starter decks.
As a store owner, going into this new card game, new set of structure decks, but also sealed product, do you buy boxes, cases to open for singlers in the same way you do pre-existing card games? Is that something you'd advise, or would you kind of hold off and sell sealed product initially?
I think that when you're starting a brand new card game in a community, I think you should have as many options as possible. I'm definitely going to be opening some product just to have singles, because some people like buying packs and boxes, some people like buying singles.
Shout out to Simo.
Shout out to Simo. So the game design is really cool. It has elements from a lot of popular successful card games like Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, Cardfight Vanguard, and Dragon Ball Super.
Wait, Vanguard was successful?
Cardfight Vanguard is a successful game. Just because no one in Bubble plays it doesn't mean it's not a successful game.
I don't know, I've been in Toronto, no one there was playing.
Literally, they have Dragon Ball.
Blake enters the Eaton Center. Anyone play Cardfight Vanguard? Oh no, dead game.
So back to the game mechanics. It's 50 card decks, which is cool. You can have a deck of basically egg Digimon of up to 5 cards, which actually helps you. That's really cool.
What do you discard like?
They have a memory system that sort of works like mana, but resets every turn. But you have to be careful, because if you use too much memory to cast your cards, your turn ends, and the more memory you have left over, the opponent gets that memory. So they can potentially counterattack quite well.
Now, you talk about, your turn, your opponent, passing back and forth. Is it a longer game? Is it something where you might have 1 or 2 turns like what Yu-Gi-Oh's turned into? Or is it, 5 or 10 turns going back and forth? Is it...
Right now, it's a lot slower. The way the game's set up, the goal of the game is to attack your opponent directly and win. But when you start the game, you pick the top 5 cards of your deck or whatever. They go face down in front of you. They're called securities. And every time your opponent tries to attack you, they attack a security. So they have to get 6 attacks in, basically. The games will take a little bit longer, and that's great, because it really forces out a grind game, and it forces you to think a little bit more.
We don't know why that's going off, but it's certainly nostalgic, and we'll probably keep it in the video.
We definitely are, yes.
Now, I guess with, again, on the conversation of product, Yu-Gi-Oh, how often do we get a set? We probably get a product every 2 weeks in Yu-Gi-Oh!
We get a core set every 3 months, and we get all sorts of side products every 2 to 3 weeks, basically.
Yeah, I think from now until the end of December, we have something every 2 weeks, right?
We did until we delayed Maximum Gold.
Right. And that's it's fun because it's a lot of new cards, but it's also a big commitment monetarily on the player base. What does Digimon's release schedule look like in terms of that?
So, as it stands, on January 29th, we get the booster set and we get 3 starter decks. And then, in February, we get the second half of the first set. They're calling it Booster 1.5 or something like that. And it's just another booster set. But after that, there's nothing docketed for a while. So basically, you make your initial investment in January, you get what you want. February, a few more meta cards come in because it's basically like another set. But that's a month later, and then it's going to be a little bit before we get more product.
So hypothetically, it's not the most expensive entry point. The game hasn't been alive long enough to accumulate massive values on older cards, and then you're not committing to a massive amount of money every month because it's a more staggered release at this point, which I personally think is quite cool. I didn't realize as a little one just how much product Yu-Gi-Oh is released, and it makes sense. As a company, you want to make that money. But again, I think as a player base and as someone who plays a card game already, that's very inviting for me. I like the idea that it's something that's lightly committal. It's not the largest investment, and I think it's a good way to just start. The Digivice agrees with me. Wonderful.
The Digimon, they have different types and different colors. Kind of like with Dragon Ball Super, you got red, you got green, yellow, black, purple, blue, I think. There's a lot of different colors, and there's lots of different ways you can build your decks. They can be one color if you want, but you can also try to make 2 colors. And if you're adventurous, some 3-color decks are a little successful as well in Japan right now. But it's mostly 2 colors. There are no demeaning floodgates, no ridiculous tier 1 deck that completely destroys other decks.
So it's balanced at this point.
It's balanced, yeah. There's definitely tier 1, but it's not like 3 decks control the roost.
And there's already creativity in deck building.
Yes.
Because of the splashability of certain colors and others.
Yep.
Creativity
So that's
is one of the
enticing.
key points to keeping a game going.
Creativity is one of the key points to keep a game going.
Yeah, don't want the same cards doing the same things. Do you guys remember...
And Alley Fibrax.
That's gonna make it in there.
It makes every deck do the same thing.
We should probably have a Blake cam in the future.
Just get a GoPro strap to his head.
Right?
So with a new card game, we really want to push the content on YouTube and other social media platforms. This channel will have the community building and the financial analysis to see how we're doing to make it successful and to see if the other players are engaged and enjoying themselves. And we'll be opening product on the Cracked Open channel as well. That channel has a lot of stuff right now. We just did a Shiny Charizard challenge, opened some Yu-Gi-Oh! Megatins, and we just open product there. You know, we upload videos. Sometimes we pull great, sometimes we pull garbage. But that's life.
Great. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it certainly is. It definitely goes both ways. Did you guys watch his Megatin versus my Megatin? It was depressing for one of us. The other one got incredibly lucky. Okay.
Both channels will have content. You should definitely check out Cracked Open because there's going to be lots of content there. And definitely stay tuned here because as the game slowly unveils itself towards January, more and more content's coming out. And then when January 29th comes, going all in.
That's scary.
Yeah, so we'll be opening some boxes, talking about general investments, what you should be, putting your money into in the set. I say we. It's predominantly him. I might pop up occasionally. This is fun.
Who are you?
Oh, he'll be here.
Oh, I'm his
The
friend.
question is, are you going to do
childhood friend.
deck building fun stuff with the game if it gets big enough?
Depending on how well this goes, we might just make more videos about the Digimon card game. Great decks at locals, great ideas, other things like that. Feature matches. We do have a feature match table now.
It's also worth noting for any of you out there, because I know both Mario and I have a large portion in our community that are also interested in creating content. If you have an affinity for Digimon, if this is something you grew up with, this is something you care about, it's an interesting thing to consider building a channel around or putting content out on, because right now, if you look at Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh, they're very flooded markets. It's difficult to upload something and then have the algorithm pick it up or really make a splash, but Digimon's new. There isn't content out there and people are searching for it. So, if it's something you care about, maybe consider, getting into some of this now, doing that planning, picking up some product, doing some pre-orders with your shop. I know a lot of us are doing that with Mario. And yeah, if, again, if you have an affinity for it and you want to get into Yu-Gi-Tubing, it's, I think, a great vehicle to enter the space.
They don't have Angel Woman yet, so I can't go Angelmon, Angel Woman. Who doesn't want the nostalgia of... Sorry. What did I do?
You definitely need to include that.
This is the part of the video where I thank everyone for watching. Do definitely give this video a like and a comment. It helps.
And share it.
And share it. Get
Share
it
it.
out there. The more people that watch this, I definitely know that Digimon would be the great way to make more videos. And I have no problem doing that because Digimon's great. We built a Yu-Gi-Oh community from scratch when this place started. Built Pokemon. Pokemon's doing great. We're gonna do Digimon too.
One day we'll do Halo.
When the whole
I don't know. I was
when everything
Final
returns to
Fantasy.
normal, people will be in here with their TVs and their systems playing Halo.
CTRs.
And we're having 8-man Halo
CTR.
tournaments.
Oh yeah.
CTR Racing.
So make sure that you subscribe. Make sure that you share the videos. It really helps out different Yu-Gi-Tubers, different, just content creators in general. Helps with the algorithm. Makes our lives easier, better. So share his videos. Put it up on Twitter. Share with your friends on Facebook. It means a lot. And yeah, that's Digimon.
Makes
And we'll
the
probably have
editing
updates for you in the future. With or without Blake in the background. Who knows? Who knows?
Oh, this is going to be exciting times.
Editing this
Exciting
video.
Editing this video and a
Yeah.
Digimon card game.
Woo!
Well, we'll call it there. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Guys, take care.
Yeah. God damn it.
Oh, jeez.
Honestly, I think the rawness of the videos are what a lot of people like.